Tired of listening to the same old content? Tune in to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, the only radio other radio stations listen to.
The time is 7 p.m. from Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Láti ìkànnì kànga gbọ́nmágbẹ́ 89.3 FM gẹ́rẹ́gẹ́ ní aago méje alẹ́ lù.
Xavier.
Great evening to you out there, and thank you so much for joining us on the Table of Man on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, and on your state's #1 family radio station. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate here in Ibadan, the capital of your state. It's a pleasure to know that you're there again, and thank you for joining us. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. This is the program where we, have all conversation around men about our gender. If you're a man, this is your particular program. From 7 up until 8 p.m. This is a program you don't want to miss for anything, because we talk about everything, our gender, from growth, family, development, career, health, mental health, family management, and so on and so forth. We talk about it right here on the show. This is not a show of superheroes or supermen. No, we're also a work in progress. We bring the conversation right on the table, and then we talk about it. At some point, we also invite you, a very dear gentleman, and even lady or ladies, listening to the program at the moment, to share your thought and your own perspective on any of the topic. Our goal eventually is to ensure that we grow together using the radio platform to hold each other's hands. While you grow, I grow along with you. So that's why I said we're not superheroes. We're not supermen. We're learning together. We're bringing the conversation to the front burner, and then we're making it, a great and amazing time out for all of us. If you're just joining us once again, this is 89.3 FM, Wells Radio. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State. Once again, you're welcome to the program. All right, you're welcome back to the program, The Table of Men. For this evening, it's going to be a very, very, very great conversation that you and I would learn from. If you know any gentleman, please invite them to join the show, especially single men that you think of marriageable age. Please also invite them to join the conversation this evening, because we believe that as we have the conversation here, they will learn something and also bring up questions that we can, all learn from and then discuss about it. This evening on the Table of Men, we have a big question on the table. And that question, particularly I put it up on my Facebook page. I know I tagged Dick and Dan. On that question, I don't know what I was thinking of. Okay, I think I know what I am thinking. Because a story came my way in line with that, situation. And I thought to just, ask few people's polls on Facebook about what they think. Now, this is a question, and I want us to pay attention. How much should a man realistically be earning before considering marriage? How much should a man be earning realistically before considering marriage? How much exactly should that man be earning? If you go on, even in real life, you see young men of marriageable age, and you ask them, when exactly are you getting married? I know friends who are still very single, and if you ask me, I think they are doing well enough to start a family. But if you ask them, they tell you, I never make that kind of money. And then you that you're probably married, or you've been married for years, you begin to ask yourself, do you have that kind of money that they are even thinking they should have before they get married? When you look at what it costs in the market to feed two people right now, you may want to agree with them that to throw a wedding or a wedding ceremony, that's a lot of money. I know some other quarters will say, why throw a big party? But again, in this part of the world, throwing parties for wedding also goes beyond what you desire. Sometimes it's connected to your family. Your family may even agree that, okay, we are going to call 10 people now. And when you get to the venue, you're saying 100 and 120. And things just get overwhelming. Let's talk about house rent for a moment. Back in the day, in a place like Ibadan, for instance, 100,000 naira can get you 3-bedroom flat. Right now, if you're not holding with the new house agent and total package syndrome that we have in the market, you might be holding up to 1.1 million, 1.2 million thereabout to get a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment in a good befitting area. Other people will say, why look for the good areas? Why not go to the areas that are not too expensive? The question would be, do you also want to start a family in that kind of area? I can go on and on and on that you can pinpoint and lay your hands on at some of the things that you may think would be scaring a lot of young people to want to consider or think about marriage, as it were. Again, the question is, how much should a man realistically be earning before considering marriage? It's a common debate, but I want us to approach it from a balanced, practical angle. Finances, we look at responsibilities, we look at expectations, and then we look at real life issues. That's our conversation for today. Thank you for joining us. We're live on our Facebook page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on our Facebook page. That's our Facebook handle, and share your thought with us. Let's know what you think and how you think we can navigate this particular issue. With us in the studio again this evening, after a very, 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 very long time, the elderly gentleman joins us on the show. Good to have you this evening.
Thank you, Ayo, for bringing me in once again.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
It's been ages.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to share out of your wisdom again tonight. We're going to share out of your wisdom, and I look forward to some of the quotes and proverbs. It's always the highlight whenever we have you on the show. Dick and Dan is here. What's up? How are you doing?
I'm holding up.
You're holding up. Why? Why are you holding up? You should be fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
It is well.
It is
okay.
well.
How much? Okay, let me start with the elderly gentleman. The Dan is already laughing.
You see,
Anyway, I want to break the table.
you brought up a very good and relevant conversation this evening. You see, a lot of young men out there are scared from what you have just said. You know, but if you want to cross a bridge and you want to wait for all the water, why are you people laughing? And you want to wait for all the water to pass before you cross, you will never cross that bridge.
Okay.
There is no best time to start anything in life. There's no best time. If you want to start now with what you have in your hand. The problem is that we are living in a world or a society where people place on unrealizable expectations on others. And people always look for validation. I spoke to some young men sometime. I said, look, many of you are slaves. And they didn't understand what I was saying. As far as you are looking up to people to validate you, you are still a slave. You can't be yourself. Because you are looking at what would they say? How will they do it? How will this thing happen? How will this thing happen? And you know exactly where you ought to be. And because you are afraid, you will not go there. If you are living in a house and you have a handbag, you cannot go and put your handbag where if you want to go out, you have to start looking for people who will help you to bring the bag down. No. I attended a wedding recently.
Yes.
A young man, and I love what he did. How many of us were there? We're not up to 20. Now, yesterday he did the church wedding. I don't think people that came were up to 30. I asked him, how did you? He said, that's what he can do. And I shook his hand. A lot of young people are full of high expectations. And more so, the fact that you have attended others' wedding and you enjoyed with them does not mean you have to rob a bank in order to throw a wild party.
For you, when it's your own time.
When it is your own time. When you know you cannot, you didn't have the means. That's why I said what I said. If you know you cannot meet up, for goodness sake, do it at a very small scale. But if you wait till you have 1 million naira in the bank account, you can never even have that kind of money before you do wedding. I know people who even went into marriage. They just got job. They went into marriage and they are still living. It's a journey of faith. It's not a journey of
it's a journey of faith.
Yes, it's a journey of faith. It's not a journey of have you ever seen somebody who saved money before you embark on building a house?
Let me, I'm hoping I can get into the show before I start taking you on. But now, because you said it's a journey of faith, I totally agree that it's a journey of faith, especially, because we're getting to know each other. And as we grow, we're also learning newer things. And sometimes in the early days, you think you know this person. And then as you grow,
you begin to
life challenges would come. And then their wiring may then, adopt to newer things. But I want to go a little personal. I mean, you are way older.
Yes.
And you already have children along the line who should be married. If your daughter, take for instance, wants to marry a man and is not doing anything, I mean, it doesn't have a job. Yes, maybe when you look at him, it looks like, because you also know how to have intellectual conversation, you can speak to him and say, what are your plans for life? But you don't have a job now. And your daughter, they now insist that they want to marry. How do you advise such people? Okay. Because again, it's a journey of faith, yes. But wouldn't I put things in? Would I plan and all of that?
If I find myself in such a scenario, I will ask my daughter, can you, because the young man will come. Okay, what are you doing for now? I don't have job yet. I will counsel him to first of all get something, no matter how small. Because you are the head. Women respect authority. Women respect strength. Women respect power. When you enter into a marriage and it is your wife that is feeding you, she has already collected that attribute you're supposed to have as a man. Yes, it's a journey of faith, but we cannot tempt God and say, God, let me just enter into this. With, you know what I'm saying? You will have something in your hand, even if it is a very low paying job that is not in tandem with your qualification. I will encourage you, because I know that with both of you coming together, and as a man, what do you hope to put on the table if you're not doing anything? You know, remember that what we started with is that some of these people are doing something, but they don't have enough.
Yes.
No.
They think they don't have enough. They think
they don't have enough, yes. You must have something. Okay, if you go to Mobile now, and you see these people that are begging, look at their bowl. There's something in that bowl. You can't see anyone without anything in the bowl. What he's telling you that I have, but it's not enough. No, but it's true, Ayo. You understand? So if you if my daughter brings home such a young man, I will advise the young man to please hold on and get something doing, because this woman, she may have enough to take care of you, but it's not going to work in your interest.
Let me come to Dick and Dan. Is there realistic or a specific income a man should earn before thinking of marriage? Again, I want us to be very real, so that we're not giving aspire to perspire. And that's why I love where the elderly gentleman came in from, saying, okay, yes, you want to marry, but you don't have a job doing. Go and get a job, and then we come back. But realistically, again, because we're talking Naira and Kobo in Nigeria today, house rent is expensive. A bag of rice is about, I think, 60 or 55,000 naira, thereabout. If you go to the market now and say you want to buy meat, 10,000 naira, they probably will give 15 pieces, you know. And if you're a strong meat eater, you will finish that in how many days? Is there a specific income a man should earn before thinking of marriage?
Okay, let me
with the current Nigerian situation.
Let me start with this scenario. This scenario first. Now, imagine two people, they're embarking on a journey. The journey, they've never been to that place before. So they need to go together on a journey. They have a very good car with good engine, and there's no fuel. No matter how they could have prepared for the journey, no matter how sound the engine of the car is, fuel is essential. Now, one thing, what will the fuel do? Does it mean your tank must be full before you start? No. But you need a certain amount of fuel to run the car, to embark on that journey. Two people cannot work together except they agree. It depends on the individual, the people that are involved, that will determine whether that amount in quote now is a function of the people that are involved.
So it may be hard for you to say, at least you should earn like, say, 50,000, say 100,000.
Okay, now somebody that probably you grew up with a rock spoon or with a backward spoon, and you met somebody that you guys love yourself, somebody that grew up with the silver spoon. So now your own mentality and their mentality doesn't align. All our life, the place she normally probably do her hair, the way she eats, differ from how you were trained. So you want to embark on that journey with so it takes understanding of two of you before the journey can start. But one thing, as a man, have what it takes to feed the two of you.
Have what it takes.
It takes to feed that two mouths.
The two of you.
Please have it.
Is that not also so relative? Like you said, silver spoon, wooden spoon.
Wooden spoon. At
Maybe
least
somebody wake up to chicken lap.
No.
And you wake up to a jashawa's head.
That's why I said two cannot work together
except they agree.
So that's one thing. The people over there need to understand one thing about this is a journey that not being mapped out. It's a journey probably you just embarked on by virtue of assumption. But one thing is, yes, that engine that's very sound is a function of conviction. Before you start that journey, there must be a conviction. Is that conviction that will drive you all through? Because there will be some deep potholes. There's so many hills and valleys you have to pass through. So now, if you want to start it, no matter how it is, there's no way you can drive a car without an helter of fuel that can still take you to the next filling station. So the next thing you need to do is, I know of somebody that has very good job. The guy was working in the banking sector before he got married. Good position. It was okay. And you know how bankers, it was really okay. And the lady probably, I think this is the teacher, about. So to everybody, we are fine. Few months into the marriage, the guy lost his job. And the guy didn't get a job in 1 year.
Wow.
So they have to feed on that.
The little.
That's where that journey of faith comes in.
So now, if there's no conviction with the two of them, now imagine is that guy who is a teacher, and the wife is the banker. Now the guy who is the teacher that's earning the little, then you lost your job. So you have to depend on the earning of the woman. And for how long will you do that? If there's no conviction between the two of them about the journey you want to embark on. So the amount of money is not the main thing. It's the conviction of the journey you want to go to that matters. Because when the valleys and the hills appeared, when it appears,
the money may not.
Money will not solve the problem.
Let me open the studio lines, and then I'll go to societal expectations and how it mount pressure on a lot of men. I'll start with the elderly gentleman. 0916-893-1000, 0915-334-893, and 0911-3333-893. That's 0916-893-1000, 0915-334-893, and 0911-333-893. Let's talk about societal expectations here. Yes. Again, I still agree with Dick and Dan that when we have a call on the line. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Oh, we lost that call. Please do call us back. Would like to have your thought. 0916-893-1000, or use your alternative numbers 0915-333-893 and 0911-333-893. In a society where the dowry culture exists. And these things cost a lot of money. I know the elderly gentleman's tribe is best popular on social media. That when you want to marry, there's a lot of money. And again, maybe if you go to your tribe again from the southeastern part of the nation, usually you see young men or being of age a little before considering marriage, and one of the reasons is I need to earn that financial strength before I can marry, if not for anything because of all of these things that I'm going to buy. Do societal pressure in Nigeria put men under that unnecessary financial pressure before marriage?
Okay, let me first of all let our listeners know that in the southeast where I come from, marriage is not a walk in the park.
What do you mean? Break it down for us.
I'll break it down. What I mean is that when you people say that when a child wants to learn how to climb a tree, that child must have a strong mind, because he must have a strong heart, because the possibility of you falling is there. Can you bear the pain? When you want to embark on the journey of marriage as a man, everybody believes that you are of age. You have got what it takes to take care of a woman. And that is why you do everything by yourself. Not that relations will not help you. People will come to your assistance, but you have to be in the forefront. They will see what you have on the ground before you think of marriage. Because you cannot be fighting for a mat when you don't have a land where you put the mat, when you get the mat. You understand? So it was when I came to the Southwest, I discovered that, these things are shared. The woman family will do a lot of things. The man's family will do a lot of things. It's not like that in the Southeast.
Well, cultural difference.
Yes, you are the one who will take care of everything as a man. Your mates can help you, your friends can help your family, but you are the one. In fact, you take care of your in-laws too.
Your in-laws too.
Yes.
Wow.
It was when I came down here, I hear people say the woman's family will buy a cow, the man's family will buy rice. We don't do it that way where I come from. And that is why you don't just rush into marriage because you have grown a beard and you call yourself a man. You must have what it takes. You know why? When you marry, you don't send your wife back to your father's house. You take your wife to your own house. That's where your wife will stay. You don't have to come back to your father's house and begin to ask for a cup of rice or a cup of beans. No. So you are already you are ready to take care of that very woman you brought in as your wife. That is the expectation of the family. Not that you go and break a bank, but you know your capability. And when it comes to issue of societal wedding, you cut your coat according to your not according to your size now, according to the cloth available. And that is where a lot of people are making a lot of mistake. I told you, I of course you are aware, I told you about the wedding. Everything was done in a very simple way. And the young man, I loved what he did. Honestly speaking, people should not, because of society, do something that after the marriage you begin to go and pay for the money you borrowed. You don't marry on loan. No. And anybody that takes a wife on loan is not a man. Is not. Because you are full of pride. Don't marry on loan. Don't go and borrow money from here and there because you want to do wedding. And say, look, it is just a day. After that day, everybody will go home. You and your wife will know what you have entered into. So I don't subscribe to the idea of people going to take loan, going to borrow money from here to here because you want to kill cow. You want people to know that, yes, my wife. You do not. It's just a day. Marriage is after that event. That's when you know whether you are actually married or not.
Digging down, societal pressure and the very high expectation on men, is that the reason why a lot of, men do not, especially young men of, that age bracket that seem to be doing right, and they keep telling you, I still need that million though. Is the society also playing any role in that? And what's the extent of that role in all of this?
They are really playing a very, very wrong role. Okay, what do I mean? Now, guys today believe that getting married is a function. The wedding, not the marriage. The wedding must be the talk of the town. That's the only way you can show or you can prove that, yes, you are a man indeed. Because the society has painted a way that there's a structure in which the marriage must appear. The lights and glamours, everything.
Light is expensive. Deco is expensive.
So like, no, before I can get this, I can get like, no. Let me make that money so that, the groomsmen, everybody, the bam. They believe that is what defines a marriage. The whole pressure the society is just putting on you is just for one. It's
about the glitz and glam.
That's just it. That glitz and glamour is just for one day. After that day, you will face your music by yourself. If something happened to somebody I know, they want to get married. I think the wife is not working yet. Is trying to get her food better. But the family of the wife was there. They supported. They make the wedding was at least the talk of the town. And after they got married, so because they get to have some bills to pay, so you used to have to rally around, raise some money, like Apostle said, get some loans and everything. Then after the wedding, they're about to kick the engine for the marriage. They enter the marriage with bills.
Heavy bills. I know someone like that. 3 years into the marriage, they're still paying bills. So, bad enough, some people from their wedding said they didn't eat.
I haven't heard the story of where the guy is paying the bill and the woman has walked away from his life.
Oh my God.
Understand?
That's so painful.
Now, the lady thought probably, okay, with everything, we get a job on time. 3 years down the line, she's still trying to get a job. And this job this guy had, the job is not too enough to take care of them. So now everybody heard about the marriage. Yes. Oh, the glitz and glamour. Wow. But by the time they now face the music, they can't dance.
Stronger than DJ's beats.
Yeah? Look at the beam, boom, boom, boom. But they can't dance. Because they can see the chorus. Guy Alpha. Guy Alpha. Guy Alpha. So that's okay. Look at the pressure the society is placing on people now, and it's making them to be more irresponsible. Because the problem you are having in the society is a function of both the male and female. Because definitely the children we're talking about, they are offspring from someone. So definitely now, when a guys fail to get married, if a lady cannot get married to herself, a guy must be there. So when guy is not available to get married, what happens to ladies? They all be there, going to church, pray, oh God, let the man appear. Because the lady too want that glitter and glamour. They want it loud. The guys too want to show. The two of them have a lost orientation without a conviction. Someone that want to go on a journey without a map. They don't even know what they are going to do. But the aroma, the noise of the journey is what is in their head.
Let me say something before we take a break. I've also seen this, and I know that most parents that are listening to the show now would agree with me. You hear parents also say, yes, you will marry right, but for ladies, don't marry a poor man.
Down a day.
It depends. No, it depends on what you mean by a poor person.
Who do you call a poor person?
That's what I'm saying. It's relative. You don't know who is the poor man. The man you even think is rich can come out tomorrow to be poor.
Elderly gentlemen, let me give you the latest updates with Standard. You go to, say, a young man goes to maybe a lady's house, to visit. Obviously, the parent will see, where is this? No, he dropped, on a bike. That already.
Okay, let's just say something.
It's already sending, and so
this is a real life story that my family has to have to find a way of stepping in. Now, this lady wants to get married. They're from Deeper Life. So from Deeper Life, they don't only go to the lady's house, sit down together, talk before the marriage, before the wedding. Now, this guy said he's working somewhere. He's working that he owns a farm about 10,000 birds. The guys, he brings different cars, about 3 cars. Today this one, tomorrow this one. So the whole family believe that this guy. This lady is a real life story. This lady now visited the guy in the office, being the manager of the farm, not the owner of the farm.
So he truly works on a farm, but not the owner of the farm. Just a manager.
He's not the owner of the cars. But being a car they put under his custody.
You have access to them.
He has access to a car put under his custody. and a car, another one on the farm. So the lady came, they saw the you got blah, blah, okay. They started the planning. Now, he told the lady, yes, he has gotten a 3-bedroom flat for them. They're moving in. On the day after the wedding, the lady did not see that place before they got married. After the wedding night, they went to a face man slap you, one room.
Where he stays.
That's where he stays.
That's complete deception.
It's part of the societal pressure. Otherwise, if the pressure wasn't there, maybe that man may have no reason
the young man is,
to go to the extent
the young man
of
is a fraudster. He's a deceiver.
I agree with you.
Yes, he's a deceiver.
He's a big deceiver.
He doesn't love that girl.
The lady, because of all this glamour, the lady abandoned a scholarship to study in UK.
Okay, imagine.
Because of this guy. Yeah. And today the lady is dead.
Oh. He's a deceiver.
And the guy is remarried.
He's a deceiver. He's a deceiver.
Wow.
Look, thank God you brought up this issue. That's where we have to guide our children when it comes to issue of marriage. I remember, my daughter, my first daughter. He came up sometime. He's an athlete. He runs for different countries and in Nigeria. And he came up sometime and told me that, Daddy, I found as a young man and blah, blah, blah. He said the young man is on the Chamber market, doing very well, selling things and this and that. It's okay. He gave my number to the young man. And the young man called me. The way he was sounding on phone, I had my doubt. And I called my daughter, what does this young man do? He said, the man is living big. I said, it's not a question of living big. You can't marry this man. He said, why? I said, well, number one, you have traveled a lot. You are exposed. The moment this guy puts you in the house, he will feel that when you want to travel because of the work you do.
You do, yeah.
She will feel that you are in charge of the marriage. She will feel a little bit uncomfortable.
And that's another challenge.
Wait, I'm coming. My daughter didn't. My daughter said, no, I know him. I said, look, let me tell you. When I finished talking to her, she left and went to her base. After 3 months, she called me that she was to travel to some country to run, and he told the guy. And guess what the guy said? So when we get married now, this is how you'll be traveling up and down and leave me behind. So I don't think this thing can work. My daughter came back and said, Daddy, that thing you said, as I told you, both of you are not compatible. You get somebody within that circumference of what you are doing, who understands exactly what it takes to be an athlete.
To be who you are.
If you are a businesswoman, I will give my blessing, because both of you will be together. But since you are not ready to be a businesswoman, you are still in this thing you are doing, it can't work. Because I don't want you to enter a situation where tomorrow you come back here and start telling me a story. No. You understand? We need to guide the young ones. And even this lady that the Kenyan just told us the story, that young man, if they had dug deep, another one even came for her also. Another young man came and mentioned the name of this church he mentioned and said he came from that church, blah, 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 that, every time you come to our house, if you see the piety, you see everything. I went behind, I collected his number and his address or where he's living. He said he's a child of God, blah, blah, blah. When he called, oh, praise the Lord, children, how are you? Yes. Don't laugh. Listen. You know what happened? He lives at Liberty Road here. I went to do my investigation. The day I went to the house where he told us he was living, it was face me and face you. I didn't mind. But guess what? When I asked of him, one small boy said that he just left here now to go and buy a cigarette.
Wow.
He just left here now to go and buy a cigarette. That's what they told me. And I said, okay. He then asked me, Daddy, who do we say? I said, don't worry. Tell him that his friend came. And this is the guy who came to tell us that he's born again. He can see this in the spirit.
Wow.
He's everywhere. So we have to help young people. If a man is coming to your house with when a man is coming with such things, be careful, because he's not really genuine. Yes.
If you're just joining us, it's still the Table of Men on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. And of course, we're looking at that very big question. It's a very big one. How much should a man realistically be earning before considering marriage? And in between that conversation, too many other issues are coming up that truly, require that we pay attention to them. But we're going to take a break. And when we come back after this break, what are the core financial responsibilities, or responsibilities basically, that a man must be ready to handle at minimum before marriage? What are the core financial responsibilities or responsibilities that a man must be ready to handle at minimum before marriage? Some would say before marriage you should own this, you should own that, and this and that. We're going to look at that and more when we come back. And of course, if you're a young man and you have questions, bring it on and let's talk about it. Save the studio lines 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 893, and of course 0911 333 893. We will be right back.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas!
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
Christmas is almost here, and Wells Radio 89.3 FM is bringing the joy closer to you. It's the Father Christmas Fiesta 2025.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride
happening live on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of December 2025. It's 3 days of joy, fun, and family moment that every child will remember. We are calling on churches, NGOs, schools, brands, and kind-hearted individuals to partner, sponsor, and spread the joy of Christmas to families across Ibadan and your state. Let's make Christmas brighter together. For sponsorship and partnership, call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Sam on 0813 746 5878. Ayo on 0706 840 7359. Wells Radio 89.3 FM, celebrating Christmas the family way.
Now the ground is white, so grow it while you're young.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back to the conversation. Still the Table of Men on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, and your state's #1 family radio station. We're live on Facebook. You can join the conversation right there. Drop your comment, like the video, and share it. And you can also call us 0916 893 1000, 0915 334 893. If you're an elder and you're listening to the show, and you have one or two things to also chip in so we can, also learn from your experience and your thought, would appreciate you to call in. And also a young man who would like to ask questions as regards to real life issues surrounding marriage. And then the question again, how much you need to earn or own in your bank account before you get married. Before the break, I mentioned that when we come back, we'll be looking at this question. What are the core financial responsibilities a man must be ready to handle at minimum before marriage? And I'm saying, what are the core things that a man should own at least minimum before marriage? I say this a lot, and do I blame people whose life follow that pattern? Well, maybe not. Where usually people would say, ladies who marry from their parents' house, that men will respect them. Meaning, they maybe before then, maybe they stay in the same city as their parent and work in the same city or town as their parent, and go to work from home. Basically, they still live together. But for a man, some would say, no, even if your parents stay in the same town or city as you are, you should at least be by yourself and own certain things. So I've seen situations where men want to get married. It's about that time that they now leave home and then, get an apartment and now begin to buy these things one after another. My question here is, what are some of the things that you think a man should own at minimum? Are there things a man should own? Is this also part of the societal pressure? Is it necessary that a man should be living by himself before marriage? Let me get your view on
yes,
that.
A man should live by himself before he gets married. You cannot marry a wife and take him to your own father's house. The good book said, for this very purpose, a man should leave his father's house and live with his own wife. Look, it is not a question of, even if it's a room or a flat, according to the work you're doing, but you must have a place. You must have pots. You must have a bed. You must have
pots.
Yes. You must have things that when a woman comes in, it will improve on what she met. Not that you are going to have every other thing. You understand? A young man may not have a mirror in the house, a standing mirror, because he doesn't need it. But when a woman comes in, he will bring in such a thing. You understand? A man may have about 2 pots, because this one soup, this one is. But when a woman comes in, she will bring those things, and she will help you to buy those things. But the issue is that you cannot marry from a friend's house. I don't subscribe to you marrying from your own father's house. You must have your own house. Either you rented it or you built it. You understand? So that when a wife is coming straight to your own house under your authority. When you marry from your father's house, most ladies don't like it. Because there was a case of a guy like that. He married in the father's house, and the woman, though they living in the separate apartment, but she wasn't feeling so comfortable. And I don't blame her. You understand? Because she will feel that the parents-in-law are always monitoring her or something like that. But when you are in your own house as a man, that's what makes you a real man. You don't marry and take a girl to a hotel. So men do it. You don't marry and take a girl to your friend's house. You must have an apartment of your own where you are in charge before we call you a married man.
Dekena, let's get your view on this.
So shall a man leave his father and his mother and go to where? Go to his own house. That's where the cleaving starts. So one thing is, have a place of abode. No matter how it is, you can start small. It doesn't mean you will end small. We've seen so many of our fathers that they started with nothing, and today God has changed their story. And one thing is, don't despise the little beginning. The pressure of friends, ignore it. The journey is singular. Because now they can give you so many advices, so many things. Now, by the time you will have to join them, once upon a time, a married woman. You understand? So one thing is, just no matter how it is, no matter it is, just a place, if just a place, and have a bed. When we got married, there's no sofa in our house. No sofa, no chair. No, but okay, we have plastic chairs, yes, but we don't have sofa, we don't have other things in the house. It's a 3-bedroom flat, so we have bed and some other things. But today, it's not the same thing.
You can dash your room out.
You understand? So don't just have a place. You guys can start. In fact, I normally recommend start small.
Start small.
Because when you build together, there's a bond in it.
You know this concept of building together. As beautiful as it sounds, maybe it's my view. It's becoming. It's gradually crawling away, as you see. With apologies to women, especially the younger ladies. You see that a lot of younger ladies, when you get in a conversation with them, my man must be like this. My man must be. I'm already like to suffer. I'm not ready to suffer with anybody. And so that dimension of, bring your cup of rice. No. I will bring the pepper and then tomato paste. Doesn't seem to exist anymore. After all, it will make a big pot of concoction and we all enjoy. Yes, but that seems not to be a thing with this Gen Z age.
Let me tell you something. You see a lot of ladies out today. A lot. They are ladies. Apostle. They are women, but wives are very few.
Apostle, wait. Are they ladies or girls?
They're girls. I'm coming. The girls. Ladies or whatever you call them. You understand? Wives are very few. It's not everybody that has that is a woman that is a wife. It's not. Not everybody. Those ones you see that say my man must have, they are not wives. They are bills. Any man who picks them up will pay bill till he's dead. You understand? I used to tell young men, there is a wife, there is a bill. You see a girl that is earning 50,000 naira a month, and whatever she's putting on is about 250,000. A man who goes to that a girl is already picked a bill because you have to fund her lifestyle. Are you ready to fund her lifestyle? And when you don't do that, she'll blackmail you. So cut your coat according to the size of the cloth available.
Straight.
You understand? So it is not. We see a lot of girls, but wives are very few, very very few. The fact that you met them in the church does not mean that they are wives too, because they are all in the church. They are everywhere. But when you see a real wife, you will know. I will tell you a story. A young man who took a girl somewhere in the supermarket, and they were buying things. And the girl was telling the young man, hey, buy this one for me. I've not tested it. I want to test it. They were buying. The owner of even the supermarket, the small supermarket, came out and shouted at the lady, say, are you okay? Are you a wife or what? I listened to what I'm saying. She said, no, a woman cannot behave like this. Because she was not saying any sign or that this one is a wife. Thank God, today, that guy and that girl, they are no longer together. Because she's a bill. And this young man cannot foot that bill. So it's not every lady or every girl that is a wife. It's not. When you see a wife, you will know.
All right. We have just about 10 more minutes to go. As we begin to wrap up on the show, I want us to begin to speak to the heart of younger men. I mean, when we took the break, Deacon Ann referred to someone who, I know some married men who do not even earn what that man earn. And when you see them, they probably, you don't know because it's marriage, it's collective responsibility. Their self and their wife are building something together. So whoever's money it is, the family is driving. But let's begin to talk to the heart of young men, especially who think I need to make all the money. And by the way, I know the elderly gentleman said something, you can't save to marry. I know you agreed with him. Let's take it from there in a nutshell as we begin to, drive the show.
Okay, now, my wife was telling me about a junior staff in the office that even built house, that even a director is yet to even have a plot of land. And I asked myself, how can such person with a wife be able to build a house? Two cannot work together on a journey except they agree. It's a fundamental principle. So, as the young guys over there, if you try to save millions to get married, the distraction of the savings will make you so blind that you will not see the reality on the person you want to get married to.
The distraction of
that
your savings.
We blind you seriously, because you are not concerned about the journey, the why of the journey. You are concerned about the starting.
Let me give an instance to corroborate your point. I just imagine if someone, I know at a time, some of the very popular event centers in town used to go for, many years ago, used to go for about 350, 400, thereabout. And if you were saving to meet up, say 350 or 250, you know how much some of these places cost right now? It's a lot of money. And so, if you're saving for that,
you can't.
Please double up because you still have a long way to go.
Okay, now, if you save for that, save for the event center, like 1.5 now, every other thing for the whole wedding, one day is about 5 million. So, it's okay.
Let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. That's Mr. George.
This is George from Ologuero.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling, Mr. George.
I'm enjoying your discussion this
Thank
evening.
you. Thank you for calling us.
I think it's a good topic.
Thank you.
In line with our radio station.
Yes.
And it's going to be a counseling ground for the young ones. You might not be able to finish this discussion today.
Absolutely. It's a long one. No?
Yes, it's a long one. Let's look at the issue of how much should a man be earning before he gets married. That again, I don't think any of you has been able to put up a
figure,
salary gauge.
Yes,
you can't.
Because it's going to be very difficult for you to get that. I married in 1983.
Okay, interesting stuff.
And my salary then was 150 naira.
Approximately of how much in today's Nigeria, Mr. George?
That was, how do I approximate it? And my wedding was one of the best in my church as at that time, because of friends and some of our relations. But in marriage, I don't know how you are going to be able to make it if you are relying on people. Everyone that got married had the problem of how do we continue after the ceremony. But I had a nice time. We are 42 years in marriage now.
Wow. 42 years.
And we have not had any serious problem.
Wow.
Not a fight. There's nothing like we don't argue. We can argue, but we have not gotten to fight. If you want to marry, please look for your wife. Not, I want to marry. Then any girl you see, you marry. And at the same time, if you are courting a girl and the girl is telling you, I'm not going to marry somebody who cannot care for me or not the rest of it. You better leave that girl and look for somebody who wants to build a home with you. Just as Monachi have said, that it's a journey of faith. And two of you must build a home together. And I think it's the King down that quoted, a man and a woman will leave their parents and they form a home. If two of you are building a home, then you shouldn't leave anything to one person to carry. These are one of those things. I find it difficult to make all the contribution I want to make because in the course of your discussion, I see that there are so many things that one has to talk about.
Absolutely. So many things. Hopefully next week we can revisit the conversation because of our time. Thank you so much, Mr. George from Olugwere. Our time is fast, man. Let me let the other gentleman say something.
The thing is, like I said from the beginning, it's a journey of faith. A young man, you want to get married, you cannot save for marriage. Start with a little you have and bring God inside it. It will multiply.
Thank you so much. Dekan, you still want to say something?
With God on the side. Happy home.
Eventually, we're not able to put Naira and cover to I was hoping at least, we'll say in today's Nigeria, maybe you should have like 10,000 Naira or 10 million or something. But again, it's just hard to put a figure to it and except to, you must agree to be able to put things in perspective. On paper, it sounds very interesting. But when you bring it to real life, it can be very challenging. But trust me, with God, all things are possible. That's our show for today. Thank you so much for your stay. We'll see you again next week on the Table of Men. We wish you all the best. For those getting married, maybe next Saturday, happy married life. Enjoy your wedding ceremony. God bless you.